During the coronavirus pandemic, people are having to adapt to the changing world around them. With running clubs and gyms now closed, people are seeking different ways of exercising and keeping fit during these tough times. We spoke to some people about their different routines and how they're going about dealing with the issue of fitness. Absolutely delighted to be joined by multiple Grade 1 and Cheltenham Festival winning jockey Noel Feely. Noel, I suppose, how are you and how's lockdown treating you?
Yeah, I'm good, and all the family are well, so that's good. And life is carrying on here for us. We got lots of horses around the place and looking after them every day, and plenty of things need doing. So busy every day, and as I said, getting on with and we're keeping away from the towns and cities, so we're quite lucky, really.
And would you say, therefore, that your kind of routine hasn't actually ended up differing too much from, I suppose, pre-lockdown and lockdown, or is it a little bit quieter?
I suppose it's a little bit quieter, but we have the routine's still the same around this place, I suppose. I haven't got any racing to watch on TV, or any sport whatsoever, because it's a bit of a disappointment. But other than that, getting on with the usual daily life, and we're not too we're not too bored here. There's plenty to do.
It's just been over a year now since you retired from the saddle. I suppose, how big a difference, again, routine-wise, just in general, day-to-day stuff from obviously your jockey days and now, now that you've retired?
I suppose I miss the routine of being a jockey. The day-to-day, you're up in the morning, you go riding out. Your routine is set out from 5 or 6 days ahead. You kind of have an idea where you're going, what you're doing. I miss that routine every day, but I don't miss the daily riding, the miles on the motorways, hours in the car. I don't miss any of that side of it. So I'm quite happy watching racing now and enjoying in other ways.
I know you're up to a bit of pre-training stuff now, and you've obviously got your own racing syndicate as well. I suppose explain maybe to the viewers what you've been getting up to in that year since retiring from the saddle.
Yeah, I've been breaking and pre-training a lot of horses here, and we got a lot of youngsters around the place. A few for sales now coming up in the summer, if the sales go ahead. So we're busy in that side of it, and then we've got the Noel Feely Racing Syndicate as well, which has been going great. We started that, myself and David Cross, last September, October time, and that's been going really well. We've had 5 winners, and it's been doing really well. Just bought a couple of more horses, and looking forward to racing, getting back going for that. We got a few extra horses this year, so hopefully we'll be having plenty of fun with that this season.
Lack of sport on TV is one of the things we have to get used to during this pandemic. I spoke with former Irish and Leinster rugby player Bernard Jackman about how he's adapting both in his work life and media life since the virus and since lockdown.
Lockdown's affected my life in terms of way less media work and obviously coaching work. My day job has been business as usual, except obviously working from home with a lot of Microsoft Teams calls, Zoom calls internally and externally. So to keep up doing some Instagram lives and podcasts for RT and the 42. Really, I suppose for RT, looking back at some rivalries, Munster Leinster rivalries. Another one with Felipe Condaponi talking about Argentina-Ireland rivalries, and then with the 42 looking forward to the Lions Tour in 2021 and try and pick a squad for that. But yeah, I think it's important for sports fans that there's fresh content out there, even though we're obviously not talking about sport that's being played currently. I think the break has given a lot of time for coaches to reconnect across both northern and southern hemispheres. To try and share problems and ideas and tips and techniques, so that when we come back out of this, we can give our players and our fellow coaches, I suppose, better content
In this current world pandemic, people are being tested all the time, and frontliners are having to work really, really hard every day in order to save lives, and they're putting themselves at risk. I decided to do a challenge of my own. I walked without my crutches for 5 days, 5k a day for 5 days, in order to raise money for frontline workers in the St. Vincent's Foundation and for a charity close to my heart, Enable Ireland. Frontliners today have to push themselves all the time, like staying away from their families, and they have to save lives, and it's not easy for them. They're putting themselves at risk. So like, I was thinking to myself, I need to push myself just as much as they are to show how appreciative I am of their work. Yesterday I was falling a lot, like going down on my hands and knees, and it was really hard, especially the last 2k yesterday. And I just kept thinking to myself I had to keep going. The other charity I'm raising money for, our organisation, is Enable Ireland, and obviously they're big for me because they helped me a lot as a child, and they helped me a lot as a child, but I seen a lot of people that probably weren't as able as me, like in wheelchairs, who probably might not be able to live as independent lives, who are very unfortunate. So I thought to myself, I've been given a good enough body. I might be a bit slower than the rest of people, but I can still do it. If there's somebody like me with my condition, or a condition like mine, who can walk a little bit, I'd love to be able to, motivate them to keep pushing on. And for me, a big thing in my life is to prove that an able-bodied person and a disabled person, there is not much of a difference. We can all do the same things.
There are many different ways that people are trying to exercise during lockdown. Your routine may be different, but the overall message is the same. Stay fit and stay healthy.